Alright, good morning YouTube. It is about 11 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday. So I'm back with another video for you. Now, I want to make one disclaimer before I go ahead and get into the topic of the video. I want to make one disclaimer. I do not write any notes on what I talk about in my videos. I don't know what it is. I think I've got so used to making videos and creating content where I can pretty much just go off of the dome. You see? So the only thing I will write down is the title that I want for that particular video. But I don't have any notes. You know, I rather speak from the heart when it comes down to discussing different topics. I would much rather speak from the heart and make it authentic and more creative than to read off something that's scripted. So I just want to give that disclaimer out just in case if anybody wonders exactly how do I structure my content on my YouTube channel. Now, I'm going to have fun with this topic today because what I want to talk about is what is your type. For men out there, what are the type of women that you're most attracted to? And for the women, what are the type of men that you are attracted to? Now personally, I don't like to use that word type because it almost like you're trying to put people in a certain box. And we don't like to be put in a box. We don't like to be constrained. We don't like to be constricted when it comes down to anything. So when people use that word type, it's almost like you're typecasting, you're putting somebody in the mold, you're putting somebody in the box. In reality, nobody belongs in the box because we're so unique and different that you can't put everybody in a single box. You see what I mean? So what I want to talk about is why women have certain types, why men have certain types, and then I'm going to do a little story time. I'm going to do some storytelling and let you know I want to say maybe the 4 women of who've had an impact on me the most. I should say, let me think about it. I should say the 4 women who I would say imprinted me the most. Shout out to Ron Wills. That's his turn of having an imprint on somebody. So I'll leave that for the last part of the video. Now, when it comes to women, and this is something that I picked up from Rom's videos. The reason why women go for certain type of guys is a lot of that has to do with the imprint. The imprint is nothing more than the impression that a certain individual gives somebody. And so if the woman was honest, right? If a woman was honest, she would look back into her life and there will be 3 guys that she would be imprinted by the most. The first guy is whoever the father figure was in the home. You know, typically it's the birth father. If it wasn't the birth father, it was the stepfather. If it wasn't the stepfather, she was raised maybe by one of her uncles or a grandfather. You see, so it's usually some kind of father figure in the home. That's usually the first man that would imprint a woman. The second person would be who their first crush was. Now, like I said, we all experience crushes at different times. So if that woman can go back to maybe the 3rd grade, the 5th grade, the 6th grade, or the 8th grade, they can almost pinpoint that one guy that made their heart just go pitter-patter. They can just picture that one guy that just had them daydreaming all day long. So going back to their first crush will be another person that's imprinted, that can imprint them. And the last person that can imprint them would be the person who they lost their virginity to. Now, like I said, you can't put everybody in one box because there may be those who are practicing abstinence who may not have their virginity taken away. and then there may be some who had their virginity, you know, taken away, or they gave it away at an early age. But that's usually the last guy who would have the most imprint on a woman, would be the person that she would give her body and her soul to. Because if you think about it, if a woman actually lets you inside of her, that means she's really feeling you on more levels than one. So that those are the three guys, right? You have the father figure in the home. Okay, you have the first crush, junior, elementary school, middle school, high school, and then you have the guy that took their virginity. Those are the main three guys. So here's how it works. Let's say you have a woman who looks up to her father, or may look up to her uncle. Her uncle is probably a funny guy, probably a stocky guy, funny guy. So she's going to be attracted to those guys who reminds her of her uncle. The guys who may be on a stocky side, who may be a little bulky, and who like to crack jokes. Now, as far as the first crush, and let's say you have, I'll take a black woman, for example. A black woman who, her first crush, or the first person she talked to, was a tall, light-skinned guy with green eyes. Tall, light-skinned guy with green eyes, and he had waves in his hair, or he had a fade or something. Now, she's going to be, more likely than not, she's going to be attracted to guys who will remind her of that tall, light-skinned dude with the different color eyes, who had the waves in the hair. You see what I mean? So that would be a woman's type. Now, and then as far as that person that took their virginity, it could have been, I don't know, but let's go with a chocolate dude, an athletic chocolate dude. They got a lot of personality. Now, anybody who remind her of that athletic chocolate dude that got a lot of personality, that's usually going to be the type of guy that she's going to go for. You see, so those are ways that a woman, you know, would have a certain type of guy that they like. Now, for guys, I'm going to go to the guys now. Now, for us, it's very similar, but it's pretty much based on who that woman was and how they treat us. Let's say you got a young man that grew up in the neighborhood, and it was that real cute girl in the neighborhood that always talked to you, that always, you know, smiled at you and said hi to you. More than likely, whatever that girl looked like, whether it was the mixed girl, the girl that was black and white, or she was black and Asian or something like that, or she could have been a chocolate girl. Whoever it was that had that pleasant demeanor towards you, more than likely than not, you're going to be attracted to that as you get older. You see, so the whole imprint thing, it pretty much, we can look at the looks of a female. If a woman has a certain look that you're attracted to, a certain personality that you're attracted to, and a part of our ego is involved too, because it's based on how that woman or how that girl treated us back then. So those would be why a man would have a certain type or certain types of women that they would deal with. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the video off right here. I know I said I was gonna get into my story time when I talk about the women who imprinted me the most. So I'm gonna say that for a follow-up video. So I will catch y'all up at the follow-up video. Peace.